Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you've been around the COD community active online the past few weeks, you've probably seen a lot of hype for Modern Warfare 3. No, not the game we were just playing a few years ago, the original Modern Warfare 3 from 2011, and how it could have potentially been getting a remaster of some kind lately. Unfortunately though, as I'm sure you know by now, this did not happen. And while personally I wasn't necessarily expecting it to, looking at this larger situation, Call of Duty might have just wasted their last opportunity to kind of nostalgia bait, which, I mean, hey, if you're gonna nostalgia bait, you might as well do it with games that are very popular like MW2, COD 4, Black Ops 2, MW3, like the golden days of COD as they're often referred to as. I'd be happy to see any of these fully remastered with multiplayer experiences. Like COD 4 Remastered with Infinite Warfare was pretty fun. It was a cool throwback for that year. I still think MW2 Remastered multiplayer, even though it would absolutely have people complaining about the gameplay style with one man army and everything going on in that game, there were some pretty crazy overpowered things. I would love to go back and play that game in like a safe environment that's not off of, Steam or anything, or, it's true to COD and it's an actual title. I think that would be insane. MW3, same deal. Black Ops 2, same deal. But looking at the broader picture here for Call of Duty, they, like I said, might have just wasted a massive opportunity. Now, this whole conversation even exists because of the recent Xbox Direct event where they talked a little bit about, Forza Horizon 6 and some other games that the studios are working on. And there were some rumors surfacing about this Xbox Direct event, how Activision was going to be there. They were going to talk about a game and the theme was green. And of course you think, okay, Activision game, green theme, it's Modern Warfare, right? And obviously we've seen COD 4 Remastered with Infinite Warfare. We saw Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered not that long ago. Well, there's a third game in that trilogy, the OG trilogy, that hasn't had any attention. Modern Warfare 3, what's going on there? Surely it's going to be remastered. Well, I'd say right now, post Direct event that did not have any kind of Call of Duty announcement whatsoever, I'd say things are looking pretty bleak for that Modern Warfare 3 remastered possibility. And there's a few reasons behind this. First up though, I want to focus on a few tweets here that definitely give you a better understanding of what's going on here. The Ghost of Hope ended up quote tweeting a person talking about how excited they would be for MW3 Remastered, and Hope absolutely nails this. I share this same sentiment because you have to look at everything. Like obviously we look at COD from the view of the audience lens, the fan lens. We enjoy the game, we want to play them, we want to, relive the golden days as well. There's also, though, the complete other side of this, which is the business lens, the POV of Activision here and Microsoft and everything they're doing. Ghost of Hope says, it's delusion to think that Activision and Microsoft want anybody playing older content, remastered or not, when they can keep putting out $70 games every year with $20 bundles and $20 battle passes 6 times a year. They'll never do another remastered multiplayer unless they are truly desperate. And you may recall just a few days back, we talked about how some insider reports say that Call of Duty, even this year, where it is down bad, it is down catastrophically by comparison to previous years, it's still holding 20 million players a month, which is an absurd number. The vast majority of games that aren't Minecraft or Roblox or GTA are not ever seeing numbers like that, let alone when they're at their quote unquote floor, right? COD's floor is every other game's ceiling, basically. So like, we'd say COD is down bad right now, quote unquote, COD is dead, even though it's absolutely not. It's doing bad by comparison to what Call of Duty usually does. And if this is a year where they're not desperate, well then it's gonna take quite a bit to get to that point. And Hope has a very valid point here, because if they were to do an MW3 remastered or an MW2 remastered multiplayer, you can bet there are going to be millions jumping over to that game, except unless they're going through and fully supporting that game, that remaster, as like post-launch content, available, I guess. Well then, why would you play the new game? If Black Ops 7's not doing good, let's say, which it's not by comparison, then they were to drop MW3 remastered multiplayer, for example, to hype up MW4. Well then, why would you consistently buy the battle pass for Black Ops 7? Why would you go through and buy the new store bundles for Black Ops 7 if what you're interested in is playing MW3 Remastered, where it's the classic OG MW3 weapons and content there? unless you were also getting battle pass progress for playing MW3, or they were adding in new content and a battle pass to MW3, like, you're clearly not going to be spending the same amount of money on COD, which then hurts their current game, which then hurts their overall, end of year reports that they obviously want to do well on to appease shareholders. So in a sense, while yes, they could have a huge boom in players and sales for a remastered title, we know Call of Duty's bulk of revenue comes from microtransactions, the battle passes and the store bundles that are spammed. And remasters absolutely could hurt that production from their microtransactions. So from a business POV, it certainly makes sense that MW3 Remastered, or any kind of remaster really, would not be on the horizon. Keshav from Charlie Intel also posts saying, I have no idea why the rumor of Modern Warfare 3 Remastered started, but last time Activision said anything, they claimed that that remaster does not exist. I also heard it was only ever planned because of the Sony and Call of Duty deal, and of course that does not exist anymore, but Sony wanted to do all 3 original OG MW games as remasters, but unfortunately, that fell apart. Probably when Sony was no longer like the premier Call of Duty partner. When Microsoft took over, there was no more exclusivity or anything like that, so it probably died right then and there. However, even if there were to be some interest now in a Modern Warfare 3 remaster, maybe Microsoft sees the community feedback and says, maybe that is a good way to make a few extra $1 million on sales at any given point. They've now put themselves between a rock and a hard place because, as I've alluded to previously when discussing this year, before Modern Warfare 4 releases, really is the only time for a long time that it would make sense to see any kind of Modern Warfare remaster, whether it be Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer or Modern Warfare 3 campaign or a mix of both or whatever, right? Because we're in a year where things are down bad for COD by comparison. They need all eyes on COD that they can possibly get. And a remaster would be a great way to get those eyes back on COD. And if it's a Modern Warfare remaster, that'd be a great way to get hype around Modern Warfare as a sub-franchise to build up for Modern Warfare 4 coming this fall. However, if they don't drop a remaster this year, which now it seems like they're not going to, they've wasted this opportunity, well then you're into Modern Warfare 4. Modern Warfare drops in the fall and that's your main game for the next year. I highly doubt they're going to drop Modern Warfare 3 Remastered when Modern Warfare 4 is the main title. That's just going to confuse some players and be a weird situation. And then you get to COD 2027. That's going to be a Sledgehammer title. That's going to be a brand new sub-franchise according to the rumors. So it won't be Black Ops. It won't be Modern Warfare. It's not going to be Vanguard 2 or Advanced Warfare 2. It's going to be a brand new titled Call of Duty game. You probably want as much attention on that as possible, so you don't want to take away from anything there with a new remaster. And it's a Sledgehammer year, and even though Sledgehammer did work on the original MW3, it'd still be, a little bit odd to have that dropping when truly it's dubbed as an Infinity Ward title. So like that probably isn't happening during 2027 either. And then you get to COD 2028. Well, that's a Treyarch year. That's going to be a new Black Ops or a new Treyarch style game. I would hope they wouldn't do Black Ops 8. They're really not going to help themselves. They're not doing themselves any favors by doing that, but a new Treyarch title regardless. Again, you're not going to put out an Infinity Ward remaster, a Modern Warfare remaster in a year where we could have a new Black Ops game. It just would be a really conflicting thing there for the Call of Duty sub-franchises. And then you get COD 2029, which should be the next Infinity Ward title. But we're talking 2029 at that point. It might just be too far removed for players to have much, care for an MW3 remaster or an MW2 remastered multiplayer, because who knows what other projects are going to come out between now and 2029. We're talking so far down the road, right? So they've really had one chance to do this in a year that would make the most sense, and that is right here, right now. And unless there's some surprise coming up in, February or March, then I really don't see it happening. So that seems to be the reality that we're in now. Call of Duty might have just missed a really good opportunity for some free attention and some free extra sales in a year where they could certainly use it. And I'm not really sure what for. Their pride, their ego on the new titles. They don't want to take away from a title that has not had much hype to begin with, but it does seem Call of Duty has wasted a potential massive opportunity to farm some nostalgia here. that said, that's going to wrap things up for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. If you're new to the channel, you want to ensure you're always in the know for everything going on in COD, there's no better place than right here, so feel free to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.